For our last part now on implicit differentiation, we want to think about what it means if it's parallel to the axes, what it means if the curve is going to be parallel to the axes, okay? So we're just going to dive in with a question, and then when we get to the new part, I'll make it clear, okay? So it's got this curve. I actually think this is similar to one of them that was in the exercise, which is why I asked for us not to do this. And it says it's sine x plus cos y equals 0.5. It tells you that x is in between minus pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2, and y is in between minus pi and pi that we've got here. It says that a point P lies on C. The tangent to C at the point P is parallel to the x-axis. So before we even do the question, right, we know when you usually do implicit differentiation, you get a numerator divided by a denominator. You usually have been noticing you're getting fractions when you do these kinds of questions. Now, if we wanted it to be a tangent to C and parallel to the x-axis, this is the x-axis here, what do we want the gradient to be? We want the gradient to be 0. So here, when it's saying that it wants it to be parallel to the x-axis, it is actually saying it wants dy by dx to be equal to 0. In other words, it is saying that it wants the numerator to be equal to 0. That's what it's really asking for here. It's just saying, when is the gradient 0? It doesn't say that it wants the gradient to be 0. It says it wants the gradient, or the tangent, to be parallel to the x-axis. So it's kind of disguised what it's actually asking for you to do. But before we even answer this question, I want to tackle this bit that I've written in the blue box, which says, what if the tangent were parallel to the y-axis instead? What about if we wanted the gradient of it to be parallel to the y-axis, if we wanted the tangent to be parallel to the y-axis? Here, the gradient is 0, right? If something is completely flat, the gradient is 0. What is the gradient of a line where it's going vertically upwards? It's infinity, right? Sometimes we say infinity. We sometimes use a word beginning with u. We say it is undefined, okay? So at this point here, this gradient is undefined. You're probably thinking, why is he even asking me about this for this blue question? Because you're going to do some questions like this in a second, okay? So here, this gradient is undefined. So we're not going to say that we want dy by dx to be equal to something. We're going to say we want it to be undefined. When is this thing going to be undefined? When the denominator is 0. So far we were only interested in the numerator. If we make the denominator 0, you are doing a division by 0, which is undefined. So this is the trick for this one. For this particular version, we would make the denominator equal 0. But for this question, because they want it parallel to the x-axis, we're going to deal with the numerator. If they wanted it to be a tangent parallel to the y-axis, then we would be making the denominator equal to 0 instead, because you'd get an undefined gradient, and we know undefined gradients mean vertical lines, okay? So we now have got a strategy of what we're going to do for the question. Let's just differentiate. So we've got sine x plus cos y equals a half. Sine x is going to go to cos x. Cos y is going to go to minus sine y. Dy dx equals 0. So then we get dy by dx is equal to cos x over sine y. Could I simplify that as like cot or tan? Why not? The arguments are different. Okay, the arguments are different. The arguments are different, can never do that kind of thing. So we just said we're going to be concentrating on the numerator. If it was parallel to the y-axis, we'd be concentrating on the denominator. So we now know, because it is parallel to the x-axis, we're going to make cos x equal 0. And we're interested in this particular range that we've got here. What values of cosine give you 0? Pi over 2 and minus pi over 2. But the 3 pi over 2 was going to be outside the range because it says it's not equal to. So however you want to solve that, but we know it's minus pi over 2 and it is pi over 2. And that's good because it says find the exact coordinates of all possible points P. So it's good. We didn't really want there to be one value. We did want there to be two values that we've got there, okay? So we're now going to do, if I want to find out what the y coordinates are, I've got what the x coordinates are. I need to find the y coordinates. How do I find the y coordinates? Yeah, going to go back to the first equation now. So what I'm going to do, my first equation is sine x plus cos y equals 0.5. And we're going to find out what y is equal to. Well, if x is equal to minus pi over 2, we're going to have to deal with this one first, the minus pi over 2. Then we're going to deal with the pi over 2. If x is minus pi over 2, we're going to have sine of minus pi over 2 plus cos y equals 0.5. What is the sine of minus pi over 2, or the sine of minus 1? Good. So this is minus 1. Is sine of minus pi over 2? Yeah, it is. It's minus 1. So then we get that cos y is equal to 1.5. So there's no solutions here. There's no solutions for that bit. So now I'm going to say to myself, well, what about if x was equal to pi over 2? I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to have the sine of pi over 2 plus cos of y equals 0.5. Sine of pi over 2 is 1. So you get 1 plus cos y equals a half. And so cos y is minus a half. We can solve that. So y is, I don't think it's minus pi over 3, is it? Because cos of pi over 3 is a half, so cos of minus pi over 3 is also a half. So I think it's going to be, I'm actually just going to use the calculator. I know I tell you to try and do stuff without, but when it's minuses and stuff with these, I always want to make sure I get it right. Is it 2 pi over 3? Yeah, so we'll do shift cos of minus pi over 3. Not shift cos of minus 2 pi over 3, of minus a half. And it's 2 pi over 3. So y is either 2 pi over 3, or for cosine, how do you find the other answer? You do 2 pi minus the answer, which is 4 pi over 3. But you need to check what your answer is, the range. The range says that y is between minus pi and pi. So what do I need to do to this one? This one's outside the range. How do I make it go inside the range? 3/6 minus 3/6, you're minus 2 pi from it. So I get minus 2/3 pi. Which means that the coordinates are pi over 2 for x and 2 pi over 3. And pi over 2 and minus 2 pi over 3. The first one is a positive, the second one is a negative. None of them have got, there's no coordinates where x was minus pi over 2 because you couldn't solve that equation. And so I'm going to show you what this looks like on Desmos because it's kind of interesting to think where are all of these coordinates and stuff coming from. I'll freeze the board while you're doing that so I can type this in. So it's sine x plus cos y equals a half. Okay, so this is the graph. It looks like this. But, like your bench is. Okay, well, they've told us that the x coordinates are between minus pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. So I'm just going to type that in, minus pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. And that the y coordinates are between minus pi and pi. So we're actually only looking at just this single loop that we're looking here. Everything outside of those loops is not included. So I'm actually going to get rid of these for a second because it's kind of making the whole thing confusing. And there are only two coordinates where it has a stationary gradient. The two coordinates where it's got a stationary gradient is up at the top here and down at the bottom here. And this, Desmos can't even handle it. It can't even find the maximum and the minimum. But I think we said that it was pi over 2 which is 1.57 something, which is about there. And then we said 2 pi over 3, which is 2.09. So yeah, we have got it in the right kind of place. So it's kind of interesting. We're starting to come up with lots and lots of strange graphs. What strategy, and we've already talked about this, but I want you to be able to tell me again, what strategy would I use if I wanted to find this coordinate here or this coordinate here where the tangents would be like parallel to the y-axis? Make the denominator equal 0 and then do the same process again, okay? So you are going to try for me, now that we've done this question here, you're going to try this question, which is an exam question. It is one of, you know, I did those top 5 questions at hardest. This one was just outside the top 5. So this one is a really, really tough question. Well, it's not actually a really tough question because I've just done an example that's so similar to it. So you're not going to find it that hard. It's not even trig. So have a go at this question and then we'll go through this in a second and we'll see how it goes, okay?